Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We are back at the most auspicious, beautiful, wonderful place on the planet. 26 Second Avenue, Matchless Gifts. We're here with Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, and the most wonderful and amazing Bhava Bhakti. Yay!
And Nitai. We can't say anything, but soon there's going to be a surprise here. It'll be amazing, but we can't say anything.
Oh. Okay, but there's a surprise right now. We're going to read Bhagavatam. If you weren't surprised, that's surprising. Okay, where are we reading from?
Canto 4, chapter 20, text 11.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 20. Anyone who knows that this material body made of the 5 gross elements, the sense organs, the working senses and the mind, is simply supervised by the fixed soul is eligible to be liberated from material bondage.
Hare Krishna. So, please make a note there. Do you feel like you're eligible to be liberated from material bondage? You only need to know these few things. So, if you didn't catch it, read it, look at it again, and become eligible. This is your eligibility.
Purport. This verse describes how one can become liberated from material bondage. The first point is that one must know that the soul is different from his body. The soul is called dehi, or one who possesses the body. And the material body is called deha, or the embodiment of the soul. The body is changing at every moment, but the soul is fixed. Therefore, the soul is called kutastam. The change of body is enacted by the reactions of the 3 modes of nature. One who has understood the fixed position of the soul should not be disturbed by the incoming and outgoing interactions of the modes, material nature, in the form of happiness and distress. In Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna recommends that since happiness and distress come and go due to the interaction of the modes of nature, if it's put cancel, it won't come back again, never mind. I say it again. In Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna recommends that since happiness and distress come and go due to the interaction of the modes of nature on the body, one should not be disturbed by such external movements. Even though one is sometimes absorbed in such external movements, he has to learn to tolerate them. The living entity should be always indifferent to the action and reaction of the external body. Interesting. It's true. It's like it's true. We just come from the Bhakti Center around the other side of the street, and he woke the deities, offered Mangalarati, addressed them. It's a nice spiritual version of Red Bull, you get some serious boost. No, it's true though. But it's interesting. It's to be Krishna conscious, which is what the subtitle of the movement is. To be Krishna, be conscious of Krishna, which means to be not conscious of I am a body or the mind. That's a big thing. So just coming here, which is literally round the corner from where we were, and it was nice and cool. Just before we started reading, I was all bugged out because I just saw this message, and I was already thinking while I was reading, am I going to respond to this message? And there you go. And then you think, what happened there. It was like we were just there, 5-10 minutes ago. But Prabhupada's explaining, it's like, yeah, it's not you. And you have to go really deep you have to become like a tree almost, tolerant as, that's what they say. I think I'm tolerant as a tree. I've heard that before.
She's had one too many Red Bulls, I think, this morning.
No, but it's true, because so much stuff, and if you allow it all to twist you up and down, inside out, round and round, you're not going to get anywhere. That's what I'm going to say.
I doubt it, but okay. You say so. Found it interesting that the soul is called the dehi, one who possesses the body. Dehi. The soul is dehi, one who possesses the body. Mm-hmm. And the body is called deha. Deha, mm-hmm. or the embodiment of the soul. I don't know, I just found that very, very interesting and intriguing. The dehi is the one who possesses the body, and that's referring to the soul. And deha means, and it's just wonderful that in Sanskrit language there are words that just so plainly describe the true nature, whereas you don't really get that kind of thing in English, to be honest, because we don't really talk like that. Even, I guess you could say the religious movements or organizations that are equated with the English language generally don't even really talk about that so much. But here you have dehi and deha. So dehi is the possessor of the body, which is the soul, and deha is the body that is embodying or covering the soul. Very interesting. Okay, so the purport continues. There's another paragraph. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that the body made of the gross physical elements, earth, water, fire, air, and sky, and the subtle elements, mind, intelligence, and ego, is completely different from the soul proper. That's very English. Soul proper. One should therefore not be disturbed by the action and reaction of these 8 gross and subtle material elements. One should therefore not be disturbed. So it's very simple. Don't be disturbed by the external and internal, with the three kleshas, adi-bautic, adi-daivic, and adi-atmic. Don't be disturbed by them. It's very simple. It's one of those things, right? Easier said than done. The practical process to attain this stage of indifference is to execute devotional service. So the practical way to get to this point is that we have to do some service, as Bhava Bhakti was talking about earlier. Only one who constantly engages in devotional service 24 hours a day can be indifferent to the action and reaction of the external body. So there you go. 24 hours a day you need to be engaged. We just were engaged. We're engaged now. We're trying our best to be engaged. Still the mind is giving some grief, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it also depends who's around you and who you associate
No,
with.
that's the whole point. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. A hurricane doesn't matter. A tidal wave doesn't matter. Cancer doesn't matter. A heart attack does not matter. We have to become indifferent, is what it's saying, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, so when a man is absorbed in a particular thought, he does not hear or see any external activities, even though they are enacted in his presence. That goes for a woman also. Man is a general term. So all you ladies out there, we know how it is. You get absorbed in something and you forget about the whole world around you. That's why they say time flies when you're having fun. Not flies, but time flies. Similarly, those who are fully absorbed in devotional service do not care what is going on with the external body. You just said it a minute ago. You got to go deeper.
You gotta go deep.
You gotta go deep. Sorry, you said it like you gotta go deeper. So you gotta go deeper. Yeah, that Red Bull's kicking in right about now, boys. So you gotta go deeper, and then you're so absorbed that you're not bothered by this thing. That status of being completely absorbed is called exactly samadhi. One who is actually situated in samadhi is understood to be a first-class yogi. So, I'm not sure what class I'm in, but it certainly isn't the first class yet. But we're trying. We are definitely trying. Or as my wife likes to say, yes, you are definitely trying. Very trying. I think that's all I've got to say right now. Anything you like that?
No, but it's true, like Prabhupada often gives the example of a well, he normally says a married woman that's seeing another man.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's
a woman with a paramour.
Yeah,
more often than not, it's like men who got paramours.
Exactly. But yeah, anyway, it's like that. That example or anything. Nowadays, nieces, my niece, nephews, they got a phone in front of them or iPad or that. They're absorbed. They are just focused on that. You can say, do you want this? Do you want to eat this? Nothing.
Forget the whole world around us. Scroll the bola.
That's some serious upping the stakes on behalf that Maya material energy. She's really up the stakes as far as keeping the conditioned souls away from Krishna,
For those who speak English and didn't understand what she said, she didn't say up the states. She said upped the stakes. Right?
I think most people speak the King's English apart from Americans.
Well, no, you don't know that, lady.
But yeah, it's true.
So you're saying the material energy has upped the stakes of trying to keep us absorbed. Yeah, people are going into samadhi. Here, like this. Movies, television.
Everything. It was just, I saw this thing online. It was really it's really interesting because it had a person. It was supposed to look, it was maybe from the olden days, like the 70s or something.
Olden days, 70s.
No, and it had all the products that we used, or they used, that were external, and then the point being made was now the phone is all those external products. So
camera, phone.
Your camera, your finances, your any information you need. You don't need to go to a bookshelf. You ask Google. Everything is on that, and we think it's advancement of civilization, as Prabhupada would say. That they think this is advancement because look, my grandparents or whatever, they would use so many things. I just have it in my pocket, and nowadays they get smaller and smaller, thinner, whatever. But the irony is Maya's having a good laugh because everything is on that, first of all. So she's caught you. It's like if you go fishing, she's got a good bait, because she just needs to use that one technology, which, like I said, I've got young nieces and nephews, whatever, and it starts from there. It starts from that age, and we didn't have it when we were younger like that.
Definitely
thank God. But it's like it's an addiction, like it would be with alcohol or cigarettes or drugs. It is, and you can't think that if someone doesn't have one, they're not cool. If your mates or whatever, from that age, you don't have, your parents don't let you have a mobile phone, or you don't, or they restrict it, or that
Mm-hmm.
So we think, like Prabhupada always says, so-called advancement of modern civilization, which is what it's seen as, but actually at the base level, Maya's having a good laugh, It's like, look at him.
Yeah. Just catches you, right? With one little item.
It's a good
and
bait.
you carry it around in your pocket, and the government can track you and trace you wherever you are.
Yeah, and then when you lose it, it's like losing a loved one, isn't it?
Worse.
It's
worse.
It's worse in a sense because you realise, oh my God, I'm going to have to spend a lot of money to replace that gadget.
Not just that,
but
people are so addicted.
Everything's on it, everything. So you're like, You can't. It's like having a memorial for it.
I think on that note we'll finish. So, if anyone needs a priest to do any memorials if you lose your phone, I'm happy to come. I can zoom in on your computer because you won't have your phone, so we can't do it there. Okay. All right, thank you all very, very much. And remember, if you ever come to New York City, let us know. Come visit 26 2nd Avenue.
Yeah, let us know.
And we would love to show you around.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki
Jai.
Jai.